Beautiful day. Looks like first day of school.
Coming back hungry.
We know who we are now.
Feels great, man.
Yeah, really excited.
We're here to win the first World Series championship in franchise history.
Last year was filled with so much pride and promise, but it ended in pain for our San Diego Padres as they eventually fell to their biggest rival and the World Series champions. But now a new hope, a new journey, and a new year that begins right here in Arizona, over 350 miles away from San Diego. A tumultuous and quiet offseason for the most part, while other teams made big blockbuster moves, have some Friar fans skeptical. Others have unwavering support. But no matter which fan you are, the foundation of whatever season is to come for the Padres will be built right here in Peoria. This is Padres Spring Training 2025, and this is CBS 8's Spring Training Spotlight.
Get it, get it, get it, girl. Get it, get it, get it, girl. Get it, get it, get it.
For months and months and months leading up to this season, all the talk in San Diego was about what the Padres didn't do, the players they didn't sign, and the players they didn't bring back. Meanwhile, other teams were making blockbuster moves, in particular, the Los Angeles Dodgers bringing in all kinds of talent. And while the thoughts on the outside were to panic, the thoughts on the inside of the clubhouse were quite calm.
I mean, the past is in the past, and I'm looking forward to going out there and competing again this year and trying to, take them down. So, we're ready, and we're gonna go out there and compete and do our best to, possibly, bring a title to San Diego.
I think if you ask anybody in this clubhouse, they're very confident with the group that we have in here. We have a lot of returners. We have some new faces that are going to help us win, and it's going to be a fun year.
I think I know the answer I'm going to get here, but I'm going to ask it anyways. All the offseason talk was about what the Padres didn't do, what other teams did do. Do you guys hear that noise, and do you care?
No, we don't care. Whoever we got in the locker room, we're ready to go with, ready to go to war with. If you're on our team, you're a brother, so whoever we sign, it doesn't matter to me. We don't need anybody on $100 million contracts to win games, so let's do it.
Do you guys hear that noise, and if so, do you guys care at all?
I mean, you obviously have to hear about it. You can't be that guy, but man, it's part of the game. What's happening in the big leagues right now is beautiful. I'm really happy for all the talent that is going out there, and it's getting rewarded. And baseball is getting better, so everything should get better. So it's simple as that.
A lot of fans have talked about how what the Dodgers have done may not be great for baseball. I'm just curious your thoughts on what the Dodgers have done and what you think about it for the health of baseball.
The Dodgers have gone out and done everything possible, always within the rules that currently exist, to put the best possible team on the field, and I think that's a great thing for the game. By the same token, it's clear that we have fans in some markets that are concerned about the ability of the team in their market to compete with the financial resources of the Dodgers. And I think if we've been consistent on one point, it is we try to listen to our fans on topics like this. And I have heard people on this, believe me. I get a lot of emails about it.
Are you one of those guys that uses what happened at the end of last year as fuel, or are you a flush it and start over kind of guy?
Yeah, last year was last year, and obviously it fuels us, and you never want to feel that feeling again, but at the same time, it's over with, it's done with. We got a year to look forward to, so we're locked in on that. We're locked in on 2025 now.
When I saw Manny and Bogey move pretty good, I said, wow, if we're healthy, it's a lot of things got problem with us when they fail us.
Do you guys feel overlooked at all?
I don't.
Well, typically at this point in spring training, the conversation probably shifts to who might be the fifth starter in the rotation, or maybe the battle for playing time out in left field. But what is probably weighing heavier on some fans' mind right now is the information we got from CEO Eric Grupner regarding the status of the team, the lawsuits surrounding it, and if the Padres would be going anywhere, as referenced by Sheil Seidler in the ongoing lawsuit.
That the team is not for sale and will not be sold. The Seidler family has viewed this team as a generational asset. Peter spoke about that. The rest of his family has continued to speak about that. This team is not going to be relocated. This team is not going to be sold. The commitment remains to keep this team in the current ownership that it's in right now, and continue to run it the way we've been running it.
Rob, Jake Garriani from CBS in San Diego. John Seidler was named the control person of the Padres, and amidst a bunch of lawsuits, which I'm not going to directly ask you about the lawsuits. I know you can't comment on them, but I'm curious your thoughts on the health of the San Diego Padres organization and their market.
Yeah, so let me start by saying I think the Erics, Casenda, and have done a great job as an interim control person, and in terms of keeping the Padres on track. They've really improved their revenue situation dramatically. Obviously, they've been very good on the field, and they have done a great job during this interim period of uncertainty, both Erics, Casenda and Grubner. You know, I think that John is committed to the Padres long term. I think he shares the kind of vision that his brother had for the Padres. And I think the franchise is healthy and is going to continue to do well.
How challenging has what's been going on with the lawsuits been on this organization?
You know, it hasn't really been challenging from a day-to-day operational perspective. Really, the focus has remained the same. Nothing has changed.
Does it help to have some clarity with the control person for you in doing your jobs? And did you face any constraints when there wasn't clarity?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good anytime you have, alignment, the situation is clear, that's always a good thing. And, in a working environment, I think from our standpoint in baseball ops, it's really been business as usual.
It really has not been a disruption, and we're very focused as an organization making sure it doesn't become a disruption.
Operating as normal and not going anywhere, this is all things San Diego Padre fans want to hear. And one thing that CEO Eric Grubner kept saying over and over and over again was that the goal remains the same. Nothing is going to change. All this team wants to do, win a World Series. Well, the excitement for baseball begins when pitchers and catchers report to camp, but spring training doesn't truly get rolling until the first full squad workout. That's when the team shares a clubhouse together for the first time. That's when a team takes the field together for the first time. And most importantly, that is when a team begins to bond. Here is how the Padres felt on their first full squad workout.
I still think that we were one of two teams that could have won the World Series last year, and that Dodger series was definitely a tough one to swallow. But we still got a bunch of our core group of guys, and we're all hungry to come back in.
Oh yeah, beautiful day. Looks like first day of school. Everybody's hugging each other. Everybody's happy, getting ready for this jungle, and all of us together.
As a group, we're going to go out there and we're going to compete as a group. I think it doesn't take one player to accomplish big things. I think it takes a whole group and a whole team. So, I'm glad to start this day off with this group of guys that we have here, and go out there and start this road.
The vibes, the aura, everything started from today. So, we're going to get that going, get everybody loose, and just have fun with the boys.
Joe, first full squad workout. This is kind of the day where you get everyone's speeches, get everyone together. So what do you want the mindset of this team to be moving into this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone stayed in good touch over the off season. I know a lot of the prep and stuff was there, getting ready for the year.
The most exciting part of spring training is that relationships you start building on those fields and inside the clubhouse or around the clubhouse. Those relationships build, and they become real strong.
Everyone's on the same page, really. I think it's just reaffirming it. And sometimes you get some of the new guys. I think that's the biggest difference is the young guys and the guys that are new to the group, making sure that they understand where we're at, and the growth that we made last year needs to be continued into this season.
Just baseball vibes. A team who's willing to get the blue hit, willing to take the walk, that doesn't shy away from big moments, and just feel like the Padres, every at bat they have, every inning, they keep coming back. They keep getting a runner on. They keep getting somebody in scoring position. When you have that rhythm, you have that as a part of your daily routine and mindset, there's a lot of success to be had, and it's a good group to be a part of.
Well, the Padres come all the way out to the desert here in Arizona to figure things out during spring training, don't they? One thing we feel like we have a pretty good idea of is the top 4 in the pitching rotation. Yu Darvish, Michael King, Dylan Cease, and Nick Pivetta, who signed a 4-year, $55 million deal with San Diego. What we don't know is who's going to claim that 5th in coveted spot in the rotation. Could it be the knuckleballer Matt Waldron, who was great for the Padres at times last year? Could it be the newcomer Kyle Hart, maybe another name, Johnny Brito or Randy Vasquez? We discussed that 5th spot and other parts of the Padres pitching rotation.
How excited are you to see that competition for it with Hart and Waldron and Vasquez and those guys?
Yeah, I mean, you saw flashes of it last year. Waldron had a stretch of he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Vasquez has shown flashes start to start of being unbelievable, really good stuff. And then Hart comes over as the Korean Cy Young. It's like there's a lot of good competition, healthy competition. I know we're going to get however many starts we need out of them. It's going to be successful.
What do you make of this opportunity? Is this something you feel pressure, because you're coming back over, or is this something, hey, I'm playing with house money at this point?
No, I understand your question, but I think there is a good amount of pressure. I think anytime you're in a market like this, on a team like this that's trying to make it, to be one of the last 2 standing, I think there's pressure. I also think there's pressure to make this team. There's so many talented pitchers in here that I'll be competing with. I'm every time I watch one of these guys throw, I'm like, man, that guy's nasty. So there is pressure. There's always going to be built-in pressure in this game. But you probably heard it a million times. Pressure is a privilege. And I'm super privileged to be in this position.
I think the results will take care of themselves, but yeah, certainly there's a lot of good pitchers in here that want that 5th spot. So yeah, it's go time for sure.
Having 5 pitches in my arsenal, it is kind of fun to get to strategize and learn how to sequence and set guys up and actually work through a full lineup and know how to get through 5-6 innings and face the guy 2 or 3 times at least. So both aspects. I mean, you got to stay on the attack, but you can sequence a little bit.
The thing with baseball too is there's always things that happen where you're going to use more than 5 pitchers. So, I think every one of those guys is going to contribute.
It's still an incredible locker room, and you take a minute to actually look at this and say, we got a World Series caliber team, so that's all we're going to go for.
I think for me, winning's 100% the most important thing. That's all I really care about. That's all I want to do. And with the way that this team finished last year and what they did last year, it's really important for me to, be able to come here and try to contribute to that and continue to, follow this team in the direction that they're going in.
We still got a bunch of our core group of guys, and we're all hungry to come back in. And then adding guys that have some time out on the mound where he's an ultimate competitor. I had a different word in my head there, but he's definitely a dog. And so we're adding some guys that we definitely think can complement our rotation and our team, and hopefully have another successful season.
It's a very good group of established guys. Darvish leading them. You have Cease and King. Those guys are proven pitchers, and they've done an extraordinary job.
Yeah, obviously the talent's there, the potential's there. I look forward to really watching these guys, hopefully picking some things up, picking their brains, and hopefully we all have 32 starts in us and we carry us to the playoffs.
It really is something I can't even describe, because 2 years ago, you're struggling to get minor league opportunities, and then you kind of figure some things out, and boom, it's just crazy how up and down this game can be. And you think you're down and out, and then you're on top of the mountain. It's just it's crazy.
How much of a whirlwind was last year, being the only knuckleballer in baseball? We saw videos of Patrick Mahomes throwing knuckleballs and stuff. All of a sudden, you kind of became this superstar. What was that like for you?
It was very cool. I think it happened very quickly, but and I certainly look back on it. I want to get back there, and I love this game, so it definitely provides a spotlight on me. But I ultimately love the game and want to become as best as I can.
But what's his plus carry pitch, and that's the knuckleball, and he's been outstanding this game. That's one thing we talked to Matty about. No one wants to hit you. Nobody wants to really catch you, all right? Even in playing catch, there's a short straw that gets taken place with Matty, so it should give you confidence in you throwing it more.
It's really unpredictable of where it's going to end up being, but I think just for the sake of catching him, he's just trying to keep everything out in front.
I called Waldron's bullpen the other day. He told me for his pen, I'm going to try to make you miss as many as possible today. I only missed one, so.
What do you see in the staff as a whole? How good do you think this pitching staff can be?
Oh man, it's the sky's the limit. Like how Manny Memo would say. So it's great. We got a bunch of great guys, a bunch of great leaders, good veterans presence. Here to lead the younger guys that are new to camp, and very excited to look forward to working with them.
Your name was obviously thrown around in plenty of trade rumors this offseason. Is that hard on you to hear that stuff? And then what is your mindset as you get into this clubhouse?
Not really. I really just feel like it's a part of the business and the game. It doesn't upset me or anything. It's not something that really gets in my way in any way. But I have been going through them now for a couple of years, so maybe it's like background noise now, I guess.
What do you know about this fan base, the atmosphere that Petco Park brings, and how excited are you to be a part of that?
Yeah, it looks like an extraordinary fan base. I was able to pitch here last year out of the bullpen, which was a really good experience. I believe it was a sold-out crowd and everybody was here. I just think the intensity, the willingness to want to win, the fan support, the community, I think all those things are very big driving factors, and I think it's very exciting. It seems like a really good California crowd to show up to and then perform in front of and try to bring a championship.
You've made it pretty clear you're going to do everything you can this year to get as healthy as you can. Do you envision yourself pitching at all? How are you mentally thinking about if you might throw at the end of this year?
Yeah, I've done a lot of homework on this, leading up to the surgery, and then after the surgery on just talking to guys and finding out things that they did that helped them speed up the process and help them avoid setbacks. And a lot of it is just kind of waiting the time, doing the work and being patient. I get to start throwing in about a month and a half, and once that comes, I think I can start more realistically looking at pitching this year. The age that I'm at and where I'm at in my contract and my career, it's really important that I get this right and I don't have any setbacks and don't have to repeat this process. So I'm realistic about the odds of me coming back this year, but I'm absolutely pushing to get back in October. If I'm a month out and I realize that that's kind of a long shot and it's not really a possibility, I'm absolutely not going to push myself to force it. But I'm training, and preparing to be back in October. And if the time comes and we're a month out and I realize it's not there, then I'm comfortable with walking away from that and just staying in the role I'm in. So.
Well, one of the big questions for the San Diego Padres a year ago was the outfield. We didn't know who was going to play center field. We didn't know who was going to play left field, and that ended up working out pretty well for the Friars, didn't it? They had 3 all-star outfielders. But with the departure of Jurickson and Profar, questions remain this year. Who will be the starter in left field, and how will that outfield build on a great season a year ago?
Obviously such a successful rookie year. How do you build on what you did last season?
You just play hard. You keep playing hard, try to win a World Series. That's the main goal every year. Screw the stats. That's what I always say. Screw the stats. So I'm here to win games.
We're ready. It's fun to be healthy, and we're definitely ready. And I appreciate the training staff that have been working with us, and just looking forward to bring that health to the field.
What was great about this opportunity, aside from it just being your hometown, of course?
Yeah. When making the decision, we try to keep location away out of the decision. We really wanted to pick the best opportunity for my career, my family. But when presented the Padres opportunity, it was like really enticing, and it's hard not to want to go back home. It's hard not to want to play in front of the Padres fans. So again, really excited, really excited to get back home, but also just the opportunity to be competitive and win. The team's got one goal, and that's been very apparent the couple days I've been here, and that's to win a World Series. That's really exciting for me.
It's nice to be somewhere winning baseball, looking to compete every night, and it's been an exciting last few years for San Diego.
We see what we did good last year, and bring that same plan and even better mentality, and we have a great coaching staff, which is a big key for us. So, and we have a great group, so it's gonna be even better.
Tirso, obviously an opportunity out there in left field to battle for position and some playing time. How much are you looking forward to being able to battle for some playing time up at the big leagues?
Bueno, en realidad me siento...
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for this opportunity. I don't really see it as a competition. I just kind of more see it as me giving it my all. Show the team what I can do and really get out there and give my all and try to make this team.
Y a dar todo de mí.
It seems like you're going to have a real opportunity to play every day. How much is that excitement for you to be able to go out there and play every day? And then also, how much does that change your approach, your mindset, all that?
I understand you have to earn that, being out on the field. I felt like that since I was 20 years old, debuting in this league. You got to earn your playing time, but just to have an opportunity, it's special. I don't take it for granted. And again, I really do appreciate a chance to play for a winning team.
I'm still here to make a team. It doesn't matter how many years you have under your belt, you still got to make the team. So I'm training the same way. Put my head down, going to work, and trying to beat everybody for a spot. Obviously there's my teammates in here, but I want to be the center fielder on opening day.
I know how valuable it is to have a veteran, have multiple veterans around me to be supportive and as a sounding board to bounce things off of. And as an outfielder, fellow left-handed hitter, definitely here to do that for someone like Jackson. Impressive, the run he had last year. I think the way he went about it. Like, obviously this is a result-based industry, but as a player to keep that mentality on just sticking to your approach and wanting to go off of that, I think it was very impressive how he played last year.
How much are you looking forward to kind of battling in the outfield and DH and playing first? Just what can you offer this team?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to any opportunity that I'm given. And I'm ready to compete for opportunity, compete for at-bats, wherever that might be, wherever they ask me to play, I'll be ready and I'll be prepared. That's what I can offer the team.
Getting a guy like Jason Hayward into this clubhouse, how much can you learn from a guy like that who's played 15-something years in MLB, and how much have you talked to him and just picked his brain a little bit?
Yeah, I really try to stick by all those guys. Hayward, like you mentioned, just pick their brains about their experience, their career. Someone like Hayward, his playoff experience is something, that I've asked him about. And really not just Hayward, but all the guys, all the veteran guys that have been here for a while and that have done it, try to learn from them and really pick their brains on their approach, their process, and how they prepare.
It's huge, every time a guy like that comes in, you ask a lot of questions and, trying to learn a little bit of his experience. Already he has shown himself he's a great guy and a great teammate. So I'm just ready to play baseball right next to him and learn every single day.
You got superstar players, postseason experience, guys looking hungry to compete and, have another good year and, just something to be a part of. It's a fun time for the city, fun time for to be a Padre, and you look at this place organization, see the baseball people they have and what they continue to build, and lastly, you look around the trade deadline last year and you see a team put together a really good first half and be rewarded with that by the front office.
Even with a torn ligament in his left thumb, Luis Arraez won a third straight batting title. So what will a healthy hitting champ do for the Padres this season?
Man, it's a lot of good things coming. So if I'm healthy, I can do a lot of good things, so especially help the team win.
What was your offseason like as a result?
Beautiful.
When did you start? When did you start kind of ramping up?
As soon as I finish the season, I get my turn right, and then I'm starting work with my legs, a lot of massage. I need to be relaxed a couple of days with my wife, family. I take a vacation for the first time in my life, and then I enjoy my life with my family. So I just take only 1 week off, and then I'm starting working, and then that's why I feel pretty good today.
How much pain were you in last season trying to battle through that thumb injury, and how difficult did that make it for you?
A lot, but I try to put my mind strong and I say, hey, no pain, no game. So I don't want to put excuse, but that was a lot. So I just use my mind, my body, and then thanks God, I win another batting title, and then for my team too, and then the team support me. If I saw Manny bend down, Bogey bend down, everybody bend down here, and then we win a lot of games like that. So this year's another year, and then we focus on that.
And how much confidence does that give you, saying you're in a lot of pain and you win a third straight batting title?
I trust myself. I work hard for that, and then I prepare my mind to play every day.
Sounds like you're going to be the everyday first baseman or regular first baseman. Are you excited about that?
Yeah, I'm not at first base. I'm not at the age. I play second base, but if in my chill say, hey, you come play first base, I'll be there, I'm a teammate. I want to play every day. If I see my name in the lineup, I'll be excited and happy. So I'm here to play baseball and then try to win the World Series. When I saw Petco Park full every day, I say, wow, we need to do something good for them. That's good. Hey, you don't have a question? Finally, hey. You good? You don't want to talk with me?
He says he does. He just once all the cameras leave is when he does.
Jake Guriani joined with one of the Padre fans' favorite people in all of baseball, Mr. Mark Grant, Mudcat. Mark, 30th year in the booth, which sounds awesome to me. How excited are you for year 30, my friend?
Well, thanks, Jake, and good to join you. You know what's amazing, Jake, is that there are people that approach me, and they're like 43 years old, right? And they said, hey, I've been listening to you since I was a kid. So you do the math, and it's like, you mean you started watching when you were 13? And it just puts it in perspective. Very, very lucky. I love the game of baseball. I love the Padres. I love San Diego. So very fortunate, and hopefully it's a winning season this year.
Is now a good or a bad time to tell you I'm 30 years old?
So
I've been listening to you since I was born.
And you're probably sick and tired of my act.
Oh my gosh. No, actually, we all love you in San Diego. And how much does it mean to you? Because you really are loved by all the Friar faithful and the fans. When people come up and they talk to you and they say, hey, you're in our homes every night and you bring us joy. What does that mean to you to be able to have that as a part of what you do?
It's a special thing because I remember as a kid watching games, being a student of the game, wanting to be a big leaguer, and what the announcers meant to me. I remember turning on the tube. I grew up in the Chicago area. I listened to guys, and I'm dating myself, but Jack Brickhouse, Harry Carey, Lou Boudreau, Vince Lloyd, Milo Hamilton, and I know what those guys meant to me. So then when I got the opportunity to go to the booth, it kind of clicked when people would approach me, hey, you know, you're in our houses every night. We love to watch you during dinner. And that's what's really special, because that was me when I was a kid. And I loved meeting those guys as I got older and played. I met those announcers. So it was really special for me. So it's a big thank you to the fans out there for allowing us to do what Donnie and I do each and every night, to come into your houses.
Speaking of Donnie, I don't know if I want to ask a question. I should just say, speaking of Donnie, and let you say what you...
He's cooking some steaks right now, actually.
And let you say what you want. I mean, how nice is it to have a partner like him? You guys obviously, you know, play with each other a lot, have fun with each other, but what does it mean to have somebody as talented as he is and doing what he does?
Well, we have to realize that we spend more time together during the season than with our own family. Yeah. We travel together. We're at the ballpark, you know, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. But to have a partner and go into a booth in a ballpark each and every night with somebody you love and love to work with, it makes all the difference in the world. You've heard horror stories, I'm sure. People go to work and they, oh my gosh, I've got to work with so-and-so. I've got to work with Jake.
Yeah.
No,
that's Jordan behind the camera right now.
No, but you know what? I have a passion for it. I love it. I look forward to going to the ballpark. I look forward to sitting next to Don and yucking it up and teaching some baseball and talking about some ball. That's what makes the job so refreshing.
And speaking of teaching baseball, teach us something about this team, because all offseason it was talk about what other teams did and what the Padres didn't do, and the sky is falling. What do you think about this particular team as we head into spring training?
It falls into the category for me, Jake, that you can only control what you can control. A.J. Preller, let's face it, what we know about A.J. Preller is that he doesn't just go in the offseason. Even during the season with trades like last year, spring training ceased and then arise. He's always trying to make the team better. You can't worry about what the other teams do. But the optimism, Mike Schilt has talked about it already. I like the core of this team. The winning last year, what they did last year on the field, in the clubhouse, really reflected the kind of team they were. And I think that's carrying over to this year, even though there's no Jerks and Profar and other guys that were on the roster that aren't here. But I think with the additions, once again, AJ's trying to make the team better. So I'm very optimistic. You always want to win the division to get into the playoffs, but the bottom line is just getting into the playoffs, because we know what could happen. And boy, last year it was great, it was awesome, but it was yet frustrating as well, because, you know, you didn't hoist the trophy, and that's their goal.
Last one I got for you. You've been here 30 years. We're not dating anything here, bud. We're not dating anything, but you've seen this team go from few to little fans in the stands to what they have built, to what Peter's vision was, all that stuff, and the crowds on Tuesday nights. I mean, how fun has it been for you to witness what the Padres have built in San Diego?
This might seem cliche, Jake, but I tell you what, it's the fans that are the heartbeat of this game, man. Picture you being a Broadway star, right? You're performing in front of a live audience, right? And the curtain opens, and high chopper over the mound. Anyway, did you get that?
I got it.
Okay.
As a baseball joke, as if the ball is hitting the ground and it was a chopper over.
That's one of my go-tos. It's a tired act. Anyway,
I kind of love it, though.
But it's like a Broadway actor. The curtain rises, and there's 20 people in a 250-seat house. How do you think that performer is going to, you're right, they're not going to be on top of their game. That's how I equate it, even for announcers. Players love it, but as an announcer, going to Petco Park, seeing the 40-plus thousand, it makes our job a lot easier and a lot more fun, because we feel the excitement as well. Believe me, Jake, we've seen some bad baseball in San Diego for many years, very few fans. But the fans are the heartbeat of the game. There's no doubt about that. And gosh, 3+ million last year. And it made it very exciting, and it made very exciting for me and Donnie to come to the ballpark each and every day. So thank you to the fans of San Diego.
One thing spring training is great for is it gives us that runway to build up to the upcoming season. But another thing that spring training is just fantastic for is it lets us look beyond the upcoming year because of all the young prospects in camp. And today we caught up with two big-time prospects on the forefront of every Padre fan's mind. That would be Ethan Salas and Leo Dallas de Vries.
So many people have heard your name at the top of the prospect list for this organization over and over and over again. Does that add any pressure to you? And what do you think about being at the top of that prospect list for the Padres?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's an honor. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, but still got to go out and play baseball. Just enjoy the game every day and ultimately win games.
How much have you learned and adapted in just your short time already with this organization?
I think I've learned a lot. I think I've adapted to a lot of the people around here, a lot of the characters and the different people around here. I think I've fit in really well, and just trying to help as much people as I can and learn as much while I'm in this camp.
Do you find any added pressure being a top prospect in an organization like this?
No, para nada. No, it's the same game, right? It's baseball. You know, my game is to just go out there and have fun on the baseball field.
You know, it's very nice to see my locker next to him. I mean, we share the same position, so definitely a lot of stuff that I can help him with. Seems like a kid that wants to learn. I remember a couple years ago I had Merrill. I mean, he's in the outfield now. He's doing a heck of a job for us out there. But, I mean, this kid, I played with him in a couple rehab games, and, I mean, to me, he seems like he was a real deal, you know, so hopefully that continues.
Just your assessment on those two 18-year-olds and what you think they bring to camp and then future of the Padres.
Yeah, I think just excited to see again. They're in camp basically to gain experience and for them to be around big league players in that atmosphere. And then they'll get started on their minor league seasons and from a development path.
How'd you get the nickname the Mutant?
Bueno, tu apodo, el mutante, ¿de dónde salió?
Eso salió de Dominicana.
Yeah, it goes back to when I was a kid in the Dominican, right? That's a nickname that I got when I was really young. It's kind of a thing out there, everyone gets a nickname, so hopefully that means I'm doing something right.
I treat myself with respect. I treat myself like a man. Just go out and play ball and have the backs of all my teammates. I think that would gain their trust, help them gain my trust as well.
Where does that maturity level come from at 18 years old?
I don't know. I've always been surrounded by an older crowd. For sure, but I don't know. Just trying to be professional and trying to go out and win games. That's pretty much it.
I think it's it's always exciting when you have young, talented players. We've seen it a lot over the last 10 years with the Padres of guys coming in and getting that experience, and we'll see. You don't put a lot of stock in results, in terms of spring training for those guys, but just the way they go about it, the way they handle things, how they compete, how they go about learning and growing. I think that's what this experience is about, and it's always fun to see some of our established stars on the field with guys that are going to be part of the next wave and the next crop. So that was the idea behind inviting them to camp.
Yeah, no, Leo's my boy. This is his first big league camp. Just trying to help him out as much as possible. If he has any questions, I always got his back, and just how to be around guys in this clubhouse, how to act and stuff. So.
Que si puedes hablar sobre tu relación con Salas.
Algo especial. No conocimos.
Yeah, it's something special. We had an opportunity to get to know each other out in the Dominican before I came over here. So it's a really beautiful relationship, a special relationship that we have.
Well, incredibly enough, Ethan Salas and Leo Dallas de Vries are both just 18 years old. Yes, they are the future of the Padres, but it may be a year or two before we see them hitting home runs at Petco Park. Looking forward to it when they're up there wearing the brown and gold of our San Diego Padres.
I think we come in every year with the same thought, the same mindset, us as players. I think everyone.
There's one goal in mind, win a championship.
We're definitely ready.
I'm here to play baseball and try to win the World Series.
And that's to win a World Series.
We got a World Series caliber team.
First World Series championship in franchise history.
Do your best to shock the world.
No, it's awesome.
The San Diego Padres 2025 season is nearly here. Enjoy the year, and once again, I'm Jake Garriani. Thanks for being with us on Spring Training Spotlight.